back once again today. Today. What is today's date? What is today's date? Yeah, Saturday, August 31st. Sunday, partly cloudy today, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, it is. And I'm going to give you the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, next 4 days of the forecast. We're going to have a high of 84, a high of 86, high of 85, and a high of 85, and a high of 88, and a high of 89, and a high of 87. So I gave you from Saturday to Saturday, and we got a low of 66 and 67. That's what we're going to have, a low of. Hey, I feel a little bit better this morning. I still, worried about my family, because family always come first, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you ever forget that. Always take time out to be around loved ones, kin folks, neighbors, and always look out for the babies, all right? My lovely daughter-in-law, I love you, Melody Totolo Livingston. I love you. I love all of the Totolos and the Ionos, Livingston and the Bivens and the Gregs and the Simpsons, the Cooks and the Greens and the Greens. Yes, I do. And the Hooks. Yes, I do. I also love Stansberry's family, the Conrad family, the Harper family. Yes, I do. I feel pretty good this morning. I got a laugh from keep from crying. I want to tell you a little story about back in 1977. Used to be some men clothing stores right there on Main Street in Chippewa, They used to be right there off of Broadway, AC Birds, and I used to like going over there off of Main and Chippewa to Martin and Brandy. So I never could keep any money in my pocket, so I always wore the best garments. I used to have me a, what was the name of that suit? Brooks Brothers. Yeah, it was a Brooks Brothers suit. And when you put a Brooks Brothers suit on, man, all you need is that chain, that gold chain bracelet on your hand. You ain't need nothing on your fingers, just stand up straight up and down like a saltwater man. So I was out listening to some jazz right there off of Elmwood and West Ferry. Right on the corner was a little bar and grill right there, So I was minding my business, trying to come up, So this young lady walked up to me, so I got her a drink or two, maybe 3. And I knew what she was all about because she recognized, fine tailor, them Brooks Brothers suits, right? So I said, hey, let's go somewhere else. She said, we can go to my hotel, to the lobby down there. I said, why not? So I had a couple more drinks, and I told her, I said, hey, how about this, baby girl? She said, what? I said, let's go up to your room for about 2 hours, and I'll give you $1,000. So we get up to her room, right? And I said, hey, I went into my jack pocket on my Brooks Brothers suit, and I pulled out a cashier check, right? I always carried me some bogus cashier checks, right? I say, hey, I got to go down here to the lobby so they can go ahead and cash this check right here. She said, ain't nobody gonna cash no check for you this time of morning. I said, baby, this hotel that you staying in, I own 35% of this hotel. And she said, well, let me see that check. She seen that check and she was made out for $1,400. She said, well, you might as well sign it over to me. I said, woman, are you crazy? That check is made out for $1,400. So we go in her room, minding our business for 2 hours, right? And right when I was getting ready to leave, she gave me $400. And that's exactly what that night of passion cost me, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what that night of passion cost me. Cost her $400. Yes, indeed. All right, what we got on the agenda for today? I got to tell you about that little sanctified humor that I have about Einstein. Einstein dies and finds himself up in heaven, ladies and gentlemen. And he always carrying around his beloved violin that he loves more than physics, even more than women. And I can't understand that part for nothing in the world. So he walking around heaven day after day. He bored. So he decided one day he gonna pull out his violin and he gonna play a little something. And the angels, yes, plural, rush over to him. They say, don't do that. Einstein said, why? He said, because God ain't gonna like it. God is a saxophonist. So Einstein put his violin and the rod back in his case, and he walking around heaven again, day after day after day, on the streets paved with coal, and then one paved with gold. And then one day, ladies and gentlemen, he heard God sitting up on high playing his saxophone. God was playing Let's Take the A Train. Einstein got so excited, he said out loud, I'm going to play with God. He opened up his violin and he begins to play. Every now and then he would say, I'm going to continue to play with God because we're going to make beautiful music together. And God rushed down from sitting up on high playing his saxophone and kicked Einstein in his balls. Einstein grabbed his balls with one hand and had his violin up in the air with his other hand. God snatched that violin out of his hand and threw it on the streets paved with gold and crushed it with one foot and shot right back up on high, continuing to play. The angel, just one this time, came over. It was a little boy. He said, see, Mr. Einstein, they tried to warn you. He said, yeah, but what they tried to warn me about? He said, never, ever play with God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to send out a little bit of sense of humor this morning. I had to send it out because my heart was heavy. My mind wasn't clear. And my heart just a little bit lighter. And my mind is just a little bit clearer. Because joy always comes in the morning. And then for those of you who don't know about laughter, that's what it'll make you do. You hear it? That's what laughter will make you do. In the book of Proverbs, it said, laughter is the best medicine for any man and woman. But I also add the youth. I'll add it on. And we ain't supposed to add and take away from the word of God, but I add on, laughter is also the best medicine for any boy or girl. So if you don't believe me, find you some good humor, some real good humor. So look it up in the book of Proverbs where it says, laughter is the best medicine for any man or woman. And I add on, even for a little boy and a little girl. And don't forget, that's what laughter will do for you. Yes, laughter will do that for you every now and then and again. Only when it's the truth. And I tell you, in 1977, boy, I got that hooker good. Yes, I did, ladies and gentlemen. I got her good. I straightened her up, straightened her out in the room. And then she went in her pocket and gave me change for a bogus cashier check. And if you like my style of humor, send me a thumbs up and I'll give you some more. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Back in the day, we say sock it to you. I'll sock it to you. All right. I love you all. It's 8 minutes. Almost 40 seconds going by. And the day is such a beautiful day. I love my family. I love the Tautolos. Oh my goodness, do I love them. Lord knows. The gods up in heaven know. And the Ionos. Oh yes, my last surviving uncles and aunties on this planet. On the Iono side. And they always extend the right hand and the left hand of fellowship, just like the Tautolos do. And man, am I and my family blessed. And the Livingstons and the Bivens, yes, that's my side of the family. So near and yet so far away. Yes, we extend the left hand and the right hand of fellowship and love. Yes, because my family is your family. Yes, it is. And my lovely grandbabies, my 8-year-old, I tell you, you got to catch him at the right time. You got to catch him at the right time. Because Isaiah Tautolo Livingston, That's mine. That's mine. Trying to hold back my joy of emotion. That's my oldest grandson, 8 years old. Both of us were born on November 3rd. Then we have my lovely, lovely 3-year-old granddaughter, and her name is Claire Olga, named after her grandma, Olepa. That's scripture right there. Livingston. Yes. Then we have our 1-year-old grandson. Yes. Well, I call him CJ. Everybody calls him CJ, but his name is Clint Marshall Livingston Jr. Love you, man. Then we have, I think he may be a month, maybe a little less than a month old, maybe a little bit, just a little bit more than a month old. We have our 3rd grandson, our 4th grandchild, my wife and I. We have, I call him Q. That's who I call him. I call him Q. His name is Quincy Joel. Joe. And every time I call him Joel, I call him J-O-E, Joe. Remind me of my brother, Jerry Joe Livingston. Yes, indeed. So, Q, Quincy, Joel, Joe Livingston. Oh, boy. You know, that's richness right there. That is what you call richness. And my daughter-in-law, Melly Tautolo Livingston. Yes, indeed. And I love all my prodigal sons. I love them all. I love Floyd Hampton Livingston in Perth, Australia. Brendan Brodus Livingston, Doolan. You know, call him Doolan because he's also named after my daddy's oldest brother, born in 1922, Roland Jr. Senior Livingston. And the reason why everybody called him Doolan, because he was always doing something with his hands. If he wasn't cooking, he was cleaning something up. He was in the garden. They call him Doolan, just like Brendan Brodus, Doolan Livingston. And Brodus, yes, our second born son, is also named after my dad's second oldest brother, Brodus Livingston. They used to call him Bull. Yeah, so Doolan is the oldest, 19, 22. And Brodus, 19, 23, I think it is. And Floyd Hampton Livingston is named after me and named after his great-granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? Hampton. Yeah, Clint Marshall Livingston is named after my daddy's 3rd oldest brother, Marshall. He just died about 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even think it's 4 years. At the ripe age of 93 years of age. Still kicking it. You know, gone but not forgotten. Always. Yes, indeed. And we was out at CJ, Clint Marshall Livingston Jr.'s birthday gathering. His birthday was on the 16th. And his mama told him a little get together with the Livingstons and the Tautolos and our family next door, the Morrison. Miss Kendra Morrison brought out my great nephews, Willie Morris and Christian Morris. And boy, did we have a blast with the Tautolos and the Livingstons. Yes, we did. And one of the monarchs of the Tautolos, my grandbaby's great grandma. Yeah, my daughter-in-law's grandma. Yes, she just sits so quiet and she just observes. She's like a wise old owl. She reminds me of a wise old owl like my second born son, Brendan Brodus Livingston. See everything. See everything and hear everything. And speak only what needs to be spoken. Yes, indeed. And the monarch, Mr. Tautolo, he wasn't feeling well, just like my wife. She wasn't feeling well last Wednesday. And we missed their presence, but when we got back home, we seen that the blood was still warm in their veins to where we could sit down and laugh and cry and enjoy family. Yes, we did. All right, now we're coming up on 15 minutes. 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, in the gift of gab with Uncle Floyd. And I am going to get y'all to where y'all can see me live. Yes. All right, I'm going to sign off right now. This is a gift of gab with Uncle Floyd, and I am Uncle Floyd. You can just find me if you don't have a Facebook account. You can find me on Twitch. If you don't have a Twitch account, you can find me on YouTube. And I just want to continue to bring a smile every now and then and again. I got up, went to the grocery store this morning, got some stuff, and made some smothered potatoes. You hear me? With some red and yellow and orange bell peppers. I throw those in last. You know, I threw some of that beginning in there. That's how I cook my potatoes and my food, with that beginning. That beginning is that bacon grease. That's what beginning is. And I put some butter in there. I put a little bit of water in there. Throw those potatoes up in there. Almost a 10-pound bag of potatoes. It might be about 2.5 pounds, if that much of potatoes left in that 10-pound bag. And I peeled them and cut them up good, washed them off. Then I got me some beef flavored bouillon and threw some of that in there. I threw some more butter in there, some more of that beginning, that bacon grease. Then a little bit of water in there as that sauce started, the juice, soup juice started to thicken up, just thin it out a little bit. And I didn't bring no meat home because we got something in the freezer. So I said, instead of them cold cuts going away, right, I diced up some of that hard salami. I diced up some of that chopped ham, them cold cuts. I diced up some beef salami and threw that up in there. You hear me? Stirred it up good. And then after about 2 or 3 minutes, I turned that flame off and I dumped all of them diced up bell peppers in there, put them down there in that sauce so that heat and that steam can cook those bell peppers and bring that aroma around. Boy, that's going to be some good eating. And before I go, and before this slipped my mind again, and I found myself, because when I'm on social media, YouTube and Facebook, and I hear people posting stuff about what's in our food. You talking about cow tongue and testicles of a pig and stuff. Shit, that's some good damn eating. Those lips and hearts and all that stuff. You don't believe me? Ask my generation and they generation, our mamas and they generation, our grandmas and they generation, and our great grandma, and going back down the line, right? Shit, if you ain't had vina sauces, if you ain't had potted meat, shit, you know, those organs ain't nothing new. Them organs ain't nothing new. The only thing that we need to be worrying about is all these man-made chemicals that they putting in that Popeye chicken sandwiches and that Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches and that Church's chicken and that KFC. Shit. Give me a can of goddamn potted meat and some toast, a little bit of mayonnaise. Shit, I'll smear that shit on there, eat right in front of your face. All right. I love you all. This is a gift of gab with Uncle Floyd. And hey, by now, y'all should know who Uncle Floyd is. You're looking right at him.